We're back in Joliet and ready to start game number 2 of today's doubleheader between University of St. Francis and Robert Morris University. Welcome to the broadcast. Terry Bonadonna with you once again here on the call for this evening's game. Game 1 went the Saints' way. 2-0 was the final score. Taylor Bars was the hero of the game from a pitching standpoint. 6 shutout innings, and she gets the start again here in game 2. Bars 9-3 on the season now after picking up that game 1 win. And I'll tell you all about the lineup that she's facing in just a few moments. Let me tell you first about the leadoff batter because we're ready to begin. Riley J stands in and takes ball 1. We are underway at 7:06 p.m. Central Daylight Time. 1-0 on Riley J, who went 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts in game 1. She takes a strike from Taylor Bars. J entering play today was a .385 hitter with a homer and 16 RBIs. Not a lot of success from the top of the order, though, in the first contest. Tapped foul, 1-2. Not a lot of success for Robert Morris's offense overall, as they did not score in the game. They finished with just 6 hits, all of them singles, and they were spread out pretty well by Taylor Bars because despite the 6 hits, only one person the entire game made it beyond first base. Ball 2 downstairs, and the count now even, 2-2. Saints are going with their usual lineup. Kayla Garcia at first base for the 3rd consecutive game. Fouled away, still 2-2. And aside from Garcia, the other positions have been pretty much static. The only question is who's pitching. Typically it's Morgan Derringer game 1, Taylor Bars game 2, and today is no exception. Although Bars did pitch the majority of game 1 after Derringer started it. Ball 3 on Riley J, and the count goes full. And already this game has seen something a little bit different than game 1. Taylor Bars only went to 3 balls on 1 hitter in the first game. That ball is flown down the right field line, slicing foul. And the at-bat goes on. Still 3-2 on J. This is already the longest at-bat for any Robert Morris hitter against Taylor Bars in today's doubleheader, and it comes from the leadoff batter in game 2 after Bars threw 6 shutout innings in game 1. Another 3-2. Swung on and lined sharply into left center field. That's a base hit, and it splits the gap. Length plays it off the fence, sends it back to the infield after a leadoff double from Riley J. So after only one batter reached second base in the entirety of game 1, the first batter of game 2 makes it there with the first extra base hit of the day. Let's look at the rest of the Robert Morris lineup. Kaylin Sebastian plays right field and bats second. Chrissy Polka hits third and does the catching. Batting cleanup, first baseman Megan Ricketts. Nicole Abrams, who pitched in game 1, is the designated player here in game 2. And there's a bunt dropped down by Sebastian, picked up by Garcia, who applies the tag. 3 unassisted on a sacrifice as Jay moves into third base with only 1 down. Good offensive start here for the Eagles. Number 6 hitter for Robert Morris today is second baseman Montana Martinez. Alexis Manette gets the start in left field. Alexis Parra bats 8th and plays third base. And hitting 9th, playing center field, is Rebecca Dilley. Strike 1 on Chrissy Polka, 500 hitter on the season. Polka went 1 for 3 with a single in game 1. A base hit here would give Robert Morris their first lead of the day. Ball 1 to even the count. Leadoff double for Riley J has put St. Francis in a precarious first inning position. Ball 2, and Polka now ahead in the count. Megan Ricketts is on deck. Polka grounded out to the shortstop to end the 6th inning of game 1 with a runner on base. She was up as the tying run at the time. Fouled away, 2-2. Once Bars was able to get through her in the 6th, the 7th inning was comparatively easy. But now Polka's up in a big spot in the 1st inning of game 2. Robert Morris tries to take the early lead. Ball in the dirt, good block by Allie Belandis, keeping it in front of her. Taylor Bars went to 3 balls on just 1 hitter in game 1. Did not issue a walk. She's gone to 3 balls on 2 of the first 3 hitters in game 2. Polka with a full count. Swings and grounds it sharply to short. Gallison up with it, throws home, and Belandis drops the ball. Riley J crosses the plate, and Robert Morris has the 1-0 lead. Saints got what they were looking for right there. A sharp one-hopper right at the shortstop, Gallison. She made the play cleanly. She made a good throw home, and the throw appeared to have Jay beaten fairly easily, but Belandis simply dropped the ball, and Jay was able to slide in. So Polka is aboard at first on the fielder's choice. No outs recorded. And Megan Ricketts takes strike one. Ricketts had a hit in game one, 1 for 3 with a single. .410 hitter for the season. 3 of these first 4 Robert Morris hitters batting above .380. Grounder under the glove of Gallison and out into left field. Ricketts is aboard. Polka advances to second base. And 3 of the first 4 batters have reached for Robert Morris here in this first inning. Not the start that the Fighting Saints were hoping for. Been a bizarre start to the game. The defense has struggled. Nicole Abrams takes ball 1. Abrams had a good game, game 1. She was the pitcher, allowed just 1 earned run over 6 innings. Ball low, 2-0. At the plate this season, she's a .258 hitter. Went 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts in the first game, including 1 a double play. 2-0. Flown out to center field. Wetherill charging, has to play it on a bounce, and it ricochets off her leg and kicks all the way into right field. Polka rounds third and scores. Heading for second base is Abrams, and Abrams slides into second safely. Ricketts makes it to third on the play, and another bizarre defensive play for St. Francis makes it 2-0 Robert Morris. An odd start to this game for the Fighting Saints. Their defense has not played well here in the first inning. Robert Morris is hitting the ball hard, something they did not do at all during game 1. And now a conference in the pitcher's circle here, as Taylor Bars, after dominating the first game, has really struggled here in this one. Riley J led off the inning with a hard double out to left center field. And there was nothing iffy about that one. She really slugged it. And a sacrifice bunt. That's the only out of the inning. Chrissy Polka hit the ball hard, but right at Ashley Gallison. It looked like it was going to be an out at home plate, but Ellie Belandis dropped the ball. Megan Ricketts reached another hard hit ball, but one that was playable for Gallison as it went under her glove. Strike 1 called on Montana Martinez. And Abrams singled out to center field, and a Wetherill just trying to play it on a bounce. Misplayed the ball, had it kick off her leg and out to right field. Fouled back by Martinez, 0-2. So it was going to be a hit regardless for Nicole Abrams, but it was the misplay in center field by Wetherill that allowed the extra advance for all runners. 0-2 on Martinez. She pops it up, right side foul. Kayla Garcia's there. She's got it, 2 down. Huge second out recorded by Taylor Bars with runners at second and third. Martinez is not able to get the ball into the outfield and drive in the run. And for all the wackiness that has occurred in this first inning, at this point, if Taylor Bars can get out of it with just 2 runs having scored, she'll consider that a big victory. All she needs to do is get through Alexis Manette, and she takes strike 1. A combination of some hard hit balls and some misplays on defense this inning that have led to Robert Morris's 2-run lead. There's a grounder to the left side. Gallison gets another chance. This time she plays it perfectly, throwing over to first base to end the inning. So all things considered, not a total disaster for St. Francis, but a solid first inning for Robert Morris offensively as they score 2 runs. And we will head to the bottom of the first inning. Robert Morris up by a pair. After a weird top half of the first inning, St. Francis comes to bat in the bottom of the frame, looking to get on the board against Robert Morris starting pitcher Kelly McCaslin. McCaslin getting the start today for the 16th time this year. Her first pitch to Anna Wetherell is hit in the air out in center field, playable for Rebecca Dilly, and she puts the squeeze on out number 1. Good start for Robert Morris continues into the bottom of the inning. They scored 2 runs in the top of the first, 3 hits. They left 2 on base. In fact, they had them at second and third with only 1 out. Could very easily have been 3 or 4 to nothing right now, but Taylor Barr settled in and got the final 2 outs that she needed. Here's Brooke Carricker. Carricker had 3 hits in game 1, entered the day hitting .336 on the season. Batting second, playing second base. She's got a ball 1, no strike count. McCaslin deals the next one, and it's high, 2-0. McCaslin this season has appeared in 20 games, 15 of them starts. She's 5-9 with a .339 ERA. In 86 2/3 innings pitched, she's allowed 69 runs, 42 of them earned, about 143 hits. She's struck out only 27, but she's walked just 9. Carricker takes a strike. Opponents are batting .361 against McCaslin, so similar to the starter in game 1, Nicole Abrams. McCaslin can be hit. She will not give you any help by walking you, but opponents batting over .360 against her as Carricker hits a smash to third base on the ground. Parra plays it cleanly and throws to first, 2 down. Carricker couldn't hit that ball much harder, but right at Alexis Parra, who has proven through the first 8 innings of this doubleheader that she is a fine defensive third baseman. So here's Allie Belandis. First 3 batters in the lineup are all seniors. They were all honored between games for senior night here on the final home doubleheader of the regular season. Allie Belandis swings to the first pitch and fouls it off for strike 1. Saints wrap up the year with 3 games on the road. The scheduled doubleheader against Roosevelt on Thursday, and then on Saturday they're at Judson for a single game. That's a makeup from April 13th when they were only able to get 1/2 of the doubleheader in. Belandis takes a ball and the count is 1-1. And then after that, it's off to Rosemont. The conference tournament begins on May 3rd, 1 week from Thursday. One and one on Belandis, 2 outs, nobody on. Belandis drives it out to deep left field, down into the corner. That ball's foul. She's had some hard-hit foul balls today. Hasn't had the same success in the fair territory, but that one was really slammed in the foul territory. Belandis went 1 for 3 with a single in game 1. Next pitch from McCaslin. Another high and deep fly ball to left field, but again, she yanked it foul. Just getting out in front of these pitches. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Allie Belandis, .398 hitter coming in. She can get back to the 400 mark with a hit in this at bat. 1-2 from McCaslin. Ball downstairs, 2-2. Wetherell flew to center. Carricker grounded sharply to third. Landis is trying to keep the inning alive for Kayla Garcia, who homered in game 1. Liner to third and another catch for Alexis Parra. She has been busy at third base today. The hot corner, hot in the first inning today, but she makes both plays superbly. A sharp line out from Allie Belandis in a 1-2-3 inning worked by Kelly McCaslin. We'll head to the second inning. 2-0, Robert Morris. After one inning, it's all Robert Morris here. After scoring 2 runs on 3 hits in the top half of the first, the bottom of the inning featured a 1-2-3 frame from Kelly McCaslin. Now in the second inning, the Eagles will try to add to their lead with the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Alexis Parra, Rebecca Dilley, and Riley J. Parra gets her first at bat of the day. She started game 1, but played just the field. Here she hits in game 2 and flies it casually out to center field. An easy catch for Anna Wetherill. 1 pitch, 1 out in the second. That's 3 straight set down by Taylor Bars. And here's Rebecca Dilley. Bars struck Dilley out in game 1, one of just 2 strikeouts in the game, despite the fact that it was a shutout. Dilley takes strike 1 here. That was the only at-bat of the game for Dilley. She was removed for pinch hitter Alexis Manette the second time through the batting order. Both Dilley and Manette are in the lineup here in game 2. Ball 1 to even up the count. Dilley entered play today with a 136 batting average, including her strikeout in game 1. She's now 3 for 23 on the season. Swing and a miss. Hits 1 and 2. Oh, check that. Strike 3. Second pitch was called a strike. So it's a 3-pitch strikeout. My mistake there. First strikeout of the game for Taylor Bars. She's retired 4 in a row. 2 down in the second inning. Now we're back to the top of the order and Riley J. J takes ball 1. Riley J 1 for 1. She doubled into the left center field gap her first time up, starting that big 2-run rally. Ball upstairs, 2-0 the count. Jay's 1 for 4 so far in the doubleheader. Good right-handed batter from the shortstop's position for Robert Morris. Next ball fouled straight back, and the count is 2-1. Caitlin Sebastian is in the on-deck circle, but Bars trying to get out of the inning right here and make it 1-2-3. Turn it back over to her offense. In the middle of the order, due up in the bottom of the second. Ball 3 high on Jay. 3-1. Bars has been a little bit more wild here in game 2 than she was in game 1. Still hasn't walked anybody, though. There's a ground ball through the hole on the left side. And Jay robs Taylor Bars of her 1-2-3 inning potential. Her second hit of the game. She's 2 for 2 with a double and now a single, and the inning goes on for Sebastian. Caitlin Sebastian, a 205 hitter overall. Went 1 for 3 in game 1. She dropped down a sacrifice bunt in her first at bat in this game, ultimately leading to a run. Swing and a miss from Sebastian. Strike 1 from Bars. St. Francis looking for their 13th consecutive win. They have to come from behind to do it here, and Bars trying to make that comeback as seamless as possible by holding Robert Morris down for this second inning after they scored 2 in the first. Ball up and away, 1-1. 2 quick outs, a fly out from Parra on the first pitch, and then a 3-pitch strikeout of Dilley. But the last 2 batters have made Bars work. Jay singled on a 3-1 pitch, and now Sebastian standing in there. She pops it up foul and out of play, and the count is 1-2. Closing in on 7:30 here in the Central Time Zone. The sun has begun its descent, not all the way down yet, but the lights are on at the field. That chill creeping into the air after a sunny and very pleasant day in the mid-60s. 1-2. Ball high, runner goes. Throw to second base is high, and Jay slides in under the tag. So she is back in scoring position. She steals the base. That's number 7 this year for Riley J. She has not been caught. And she could score now on a base hit from Sebastian. The count is 2-2. Make it 3-2 as Bars misses low. And you don't want to walk Sebastian because a very dangerous Chrissy Polka is on deck. Robert Morris putting a lot of pressure on the St. Francis Junior early in this game. There's a pop-up on the infield. Kayla Garcia is there. She makes the grab and ends the inning. Robert Morris gets a hit but doesn't score. They leave a runner at second base. We are going to the bottom of the second inning. Robert Morris 2, University of St. Francis nothing. Kayla Garcia leads off the bottom of the second for St. Francis, chasing a 2-run deficit here. Garcia, Torzinski, and Gallison due up against Kelly McCaslin, who was hit a little bit in the first inning, but with nothing to show for it for the Saints. A couple of hard-hit balls turned into outs by the third baseman Alexis Parra, who has really flashed some impressive defense today. Kayla Garcia takes ball 1 low. Garcia's had a nice day so far. Game 1 of the doubleheader, she homered. She was also hit by a pitch, so she reached base in 2 of her 3 chances at the plate and scored on 1 of them. It was her 8th home run, 33rd RBI, and 18th run scored this year. Garcia ahead 1-0. Next pitch from Kelly McCaslin. Taken for a strike. It's 1-1. Garcia entered the day with a .429 average, .791 slugging percentage. That'll go up after the home run. Ball low. And it's now 2-1 on Garcia. Kelly McCaslin starting game 2 for Robert Morris. Nicole Abrams pitched game 1 and allowed just 1 earned run in 6 innings. So we're still early here in game 2, but up until now, Robert Morris has really done a nice job holding the St. Francis offense in check. Ball high, 3-1. This is a St. Francis offense that entered the day averaging about 6 1/3 runs per game. 21st best in the country. But they have not been quite as proficient during the conference season as they were down in Arizona this spring. Foul back, the count is full. They had one big game against Judson back on April 13th, a 16-7 win. They had a big doubleheader against Trinity Christian just this past weekend. They scored 16 runs in 2 games, winning 7-0 and 9-8. The weather has been cold, which has lent itself to better pitching. We've seen a lot of pitchers' duels this spring. Garcia swings on 3-2 and lashes it down the left field line, just inside the line for a base hit. Garcia will hold at first with a single. Nice play out in left field. Alexis Manette covered the line well. She cut that ball off in the corner. Did not allow Garcia to get to second base. Kayla Garcia doesn't run particularly well, but if that ball had gotten by Manette, she would be at second base very easily. Manette was able to cut it off before it got to the fence. Pinch runner at first base is Hannah Sante running at first. Garcia will head to the bench, and Sante will run for her here. We'll see Garcia come back into the game the next time her spot comes up in the batting order. Here's Jensen Torzinski, .314 hitter, hitless in game 1. She went 0 for 3. Torzinski shows bunt but pulls the bat back. It misses outside for ball 1. Gallison on deck. there is not a double play, we'll see Length bat this inning as well. Saints looking to get at least one on the board here to cut into the Robert Morris lead. Bunted, back to the pitcher, picked up by McCaslin. The throw to first isn't plenty of time. Torzinski is retired, but it's a sacrifice. Garcia, or rather Sante, the pinch runner, advances to second base. She's in scoring position for Gallison. Third sacrifice on the season for Torzinski. First out of the inning. Ashley Gallison had a pair of hits in game one, 2 of 3. Entered play hitting .308. Ball downstairs on Gallison. The count is 1-0. Looking for a big hit right here. Saints could use it, get on the board. Robert Morris pitching has allowed just 1 earned run in 7 1/3 innings in the doubleheader so far. There's a pop-up on the third base side, and it's caught by the third baseman, Alexis Parra, standing on the bag as she made the catch. Gallison is out number 2. And it'll be up to Haley Length to get this run in from second base. In a similar situation in game 1, Length was pinch hit for. She'll bat for herself this time around. Garcia singled to lead off the inning. Zante pinch ran. She was bunted to second. Still standing at second now with 2 outs as Length swings and misses for strike 1. Saints won the first game 2-0. They trail in the second one 2-0. Santes standing over at second as Length squares to bunt, pulls the bat back, pops it into shallow right. Coming in to make the catch, Caitlin Sebastian. The inning is over. Leadoff single goes nowhere for St. Francis as they do not score in the second inning. They leave a runner at second base. We'll head to the third. 2-0 Eagles over the Saints. It's 2-0 Robert Morris after 2 innings of play, and as we start the third, the Saints call on a new pitcher. It is senior Jensen Torzinski entering the game. 6th appearance of the season for Torzinski. It's her 2nd relief outing. She's 2-1 this year with a 6.2 ERA. In 20 1/3 innings pitched, she's allowed 19 runs, 18 of them earned on 29 hits, 11 strikeouts, 8 walks. Opponents are batting .322 against Jensen Torzinski this year. She'll face Chrissy Polka, Megan Ricketts, and Nicole Abrams in this 3rd inning. Not sure what the impetus for the switch was. Taylor Bars threw 6 innings in game 1 and 2 innings here in game 2. Not as sharp here in the second game as she was in the first, so she may just have been tiring, and it was time to give her a break and get Torzinski in there. So Jensen's been used a little bit more frequently lately. Morgan Derringer has not been as available. She's had a sore arm. She was able to start and go 7 innings yesterday. She started today and went 1 inning, but was removed early in game 1. Here's Chrissy Polka, 0 for 1. Takes ball 1 outside. 0 for 1, but with an RBI. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first inning. In fact, no outs were recorded on that fielder's choice. There was a runner at third, ground ball to short, the throw came home, and the runner was safe. So she was safe at first, runner was safe at home, I should say. She got an RBI without the hit. Fouled off to the right side, it's 1-1. Polka, one of the leading hitters in the conference this year. She's appeared in only 28 of her team's 34 games, so she's still under 100 plate appearances for the season. Ball outside, 2-1. Taylor Bars in this game, 2 innings pitched. She allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. Strike called, it's 2-2. Still a pretty good day's work for Bars. If she does not re-enter today's game and her day is done right now, she'll have gone a total of 8 innings, allowing 10 hits, or rather 9 hits, and only 1 earned run. Swing and a miss from Polka. Out number 1 in the 3rd inning. It's a 5-pitch strikeout. Start this 3rd inning, and Ricketts will be the batter with 1 out, nobody on. So again for Bars, in the doubleheader combined, 8 innings pitched, 2 runs allowed, 1 earned on 9 hits. Ball 1 on Megan Ricketts. So Bars potentially could come back into the game later, but even if she doesn't, she'll have had a fine stat line. She picked up 1 win as well. Check swing on a ball that misses low on Ricketts, 2-0. Megan Ricketts is 1 for 1. She singled under the glove of Ashley Gallison into left field in the 1st inning. That was a weird 1st inning for the Saints. Typically a very sound defensive team. They made a number of defensive miscues. Strike called, 2-1. There's the fielder's choice at the plate when Belandis was unable to hold on to the ball, which would have given her a chance to apply a tag at home. Ricketts single under the glove of Gallison. It was a tough play for Gallison, but she wasn't able to make it. Ball outside, 3-1. And then the 3rd play was the only one in which there was actually an error credited, a single to center field that Anna Wetherell misplayed on a bounce, kicked off her leg into right field, allowing an extra run to score. Ricketts pops it up on 3-1, shallow right. Coming in is Paige Egan. On the shallow outfield grass, she makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down in the 3rd. Good start for Jensen Torzinski, and she'll face Nicole Abrams trying for a perfect inning. Abrams is 1 for 1. She takes a strike. She's the one who singled to center and then moved up to second on that center fielder error her first time up. So looking for her 2nd hit of the game. Torzinski's looking for the first 1-2-3 inning for Saints pitchers in this one. Swing and a miss. Count is 0-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Torzinski 1 strike away from a perfect frame. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Beautiful inning from Jensen Torzinski. 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts. And the Saints trying to capture a little momentum. They'll come to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd, trailing 2-0. St. Francis trails Robert Morris 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Caitlin Rolniak will get a chance to try to change that. Rolniak, Egan, and Anna Wetherell due up against McCaslin. Kelly McCaslin off to a strong start. She's allowed just one hit through 2 innings. First pitch to Caitlin Rolniak, misses high, ball 1. Rolniak was one of the 8 seniors honored between games on senior night. Jensen Torzinski, Brooke Karika, Anna Wetherell, Becca Stanton, Lena Mito, Morgan Derringer, and Allie Belandis were the others. Ball 2 on Rolniak. She's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Really impressive group of seniors this year for the Fighting Saints. They finished last season ranked number 12 in the country, went to the national tournament. Ball high, 3-0. Last year they were both regular season and tournament champions in the conference. And they brought back most of the team, as you can see from the fact that they're all graduating this year. 3-0 on Rolniak. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk. Leadoff batter reaches for the second straight inning. So the Saints came into this year with some very high expectations, and for the most part those expectations have been met. They're ranked number 16 in the country right now, 28-6 overall this year, and they're just another couple wins away from clinching another regular season CCAC title. Here's Paige Egan, a potential bunter here. Egan does bunt, first base side. Tough play for Ricketts, who throws to first in time. Couldn't have been made any better by Ricketts, who charged, gloved, turned, and fired a strike. Over to Montana Martinez covering the bag. So Egan picks up the sacrifice, but you know she was looking for more than that right there. She wanted to hit. She'll have to settle for her 5th sacrifice bunt of the season, with Rolniak advancing to second base. 1 out in the top of the order coming up. Anna Wetherell is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. She swings the first pitch and fouls it straight back. Saints entered play today with a 1.5 game lead on Olivet Nazarene for a conference championship, thanks to their win yesterday against Olivet. That gave them a season series sweep against the Tigers. There's a fly ball out to left center field. Manette goes over on it. The left fielder makes the catch, and Rolniak is forced to hold at second base. 2 down. We up to Brooke Carricker to get this run in. Olivet Nazarene in action today at Indiana South Bend. Or I should say at home against Indiana South Bend. They've already swept their doubleheader. If Olivet had gotten swept, which was unlikely, and St. Francis swept Robert Morris, and the Saints would have actually clinched the title tonight. Ground ball to second base. Montana Martinez over to first, retires Carricker, and ends the inning. Leadoff walk goes nowhere. Rolniak stranded at second. We've played 3, 4 still to go, and our score is Robert Morris 2, St. Francis nothing. It's Robert Morris 2, St. Francis nothing in the top of the fourth inning. Jensen Torzinski doing the pitching for St. Francis. She threw the third and struck out 2 of the 3 batters she faced. Montana Martinez takes ball 1. We're underway in the fourth. Martinez popped out to first base back in the first inning. She's 0 for 1. Torzinski's next pitch taken high for a ball, 2-0. Torzinski relieved Taylor Bars, who threw the first 2 innings and allowed both runs, one of them earned. Martinez smacks it down the left field line, foul, 2-1. Torzinski is the third pitcher used on the day by St. Francis. Morgan Derringer started game 1 and pitched 1 inning. Derringer still not feeling 100%. She went the distance in a victory yesterday. Not really feeling up to it today for the most part, but they wanted to get her an inning. In her final home start, grounder to short. Gallison throws it to first in the dirt, and Garcia can't pick it out. So Martinez reaches base. Not a good throw from Gallison. Garcia got her glove on it, just couldn't quite pick it out of the dirt. So Martinez is aboard to lead off the inning. Error on Ashley Gallison. And Alexis Manette is the hitter. Strike 1 called on Manette. She's 0 for 1, grounded out to short in the first inning. She went 0 for 1 in the first game as well. There's a ball off the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Gallison's error that allowed Martinez to reach is the second error of the game committed by St. Francis, after they did not commit any in the first game. There's a bunt, but it's popped up right in front of the plate. Easy catch for Allie Belandis. 1 away. That first game of today's doubleheader was about as clean a win as you'll ever see from St. Francis. They didn't hit their best, but they got the hits that they needed to, including a homer from Kayla Garcia. They pitched extremely well, and their defense was perfect. Ground ball to second base. Carricker tags the runner, throws to first, and there's a double play, 4-3. Alexis Parra grounds into the twin killing to end the inning, and the leadoff error does not come back to hurt St. Francis. A very quick fourth inning worked by Jensen Torzinski, and we'll head to the bottom of the frame. Halfway through this game, still 2-0, Robert Morris. Allie Belandis leads off the bottom of the fourth for the Fighting Saints, chasing 2 runs, trying to get through to Kelly McCaslin, who has not allowed any runs, just 1 hit and 1 walk through 3 innings. She hasn't struck anybody out. Saints have hit her hard, but always right at somebody. Belandis, Garcia, Torzinski will try to get the Saints on the board here. Allie's 0 for 1. She's the one who hit the ball probably the hardest. Line out to third base in the first inning. This time she grounds it just inside the third base line and down into left field. Belandis stands up at second base, a leadoff double. Third straight inning, the Saints have gotten the leadoff batter on. This time, though, she's at second base. And Allie Belandis got it just a little bit further towards the line this time. Her first time up, she smashed it over to third base, but Alexis Parra didn't even have to move to make the catch. This time, Parra made a diving attempt, but came up short. And that ball just fair. So here's Kayla Garcia. She's 1 for 1 prior to the Belandis double a few seconds ago. Garcia had the only hit of the game for the Fighting Saints, a second inning single. Garcia technically being used as a pinch hitter here because she was removed for pinch runner Hannah Sante last time around, so she is reinserted into the game as a hitter. First pitch to Garcia is taken for ball 1. Any other batter right now, we might be seeing a bunt, but with Garcia, there's roughly a 0% chance of that. She does not have a sacrifice this season. She is also the best power hitter on the team and one of the best in the conference. 8 home runs this season, including one earlier today. She's got 19 extra base hits. One ball and no strikes. McCaslin is ready to go. And she misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. St. Francis bench trying to make some noise here in support of Allie Belandis at second base and Kayla Garcia in the batter's box as St. Francis tries to break up this shutout with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. Ball 3. And they might just put her on here. Three balls and no strikes on Kayla Garcia, with Torzinski waiting to hit next. And she does take a strike on 3-0. Prior to that pitch, really does not look like McCaslin wants any part of Kayla Garcia here. She's been missing the zone by plenty. Not letting Garcia beat her. 3-1 pitch is in there for a strike. So now she has been challenged and the count is full. McCaslin has issued just 1 walk so far in the game. She fell behind Garcia 3-0. Now it's a 3-2 count. Looking for her first strikeout as Garcia tries to at least put the bat on the ball and at very least advance the runner. Full count pitch. Swung on and hit high and deep out to straightaway center field. Back to the fence and gone. We are tied at 2 on Kayla Garcia's second home run of the night. Rebecca Dilley tracked that ball back as far as she could and then took the fence out with her as she could not go back any further. Garcia touches the plate and we're officially tied. 2-2. Garcia has her 9th home run of the year. RBIs number 34 and 35. That's a brand new ball game with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. The Saints are starting to hit McCaslin hard here, a double and a homer. Here's Jensen Torzinski. No official at-bats in this game for Torzinski. She dropped down a sacrifice bunt her first time up. 0 for 3 in game 1 this evening, and now she's spent some time in the pitcher's circle as well. She's thrown 2 shutout innings. Stands in line to pick up a victory if she can help get another run in. Ball high, 1-0. Still a long way to go in this game for both teams. We're only in the bottom of the 4th. McCaslin gears up for the 1-0 pitch to Torzinski. Tapped right in front of the plate. Picked up by the catcher, but in foul territory. Rolled just foul down that third base line. Just about 2 or 3 feet beyond home plate. It's 1-1 on Jensen Torzinski. Swinging bunt trickles into foul ground. Ashley Gallison will bat next, and then Haley Length. So the first two batters to come up this inning have already reached base and scored. Strike called on Jensen Torzinski, 1-2. Robert Morris scored 2 in the first. It took a little while, but St. Francis has answered with 2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Torzinski protecting the plate with 2 strikes. Gets a piece of that ball and fouls it away. Still 1-2. McCaslin allowed just 1 hit in the first 3 innings. She is struggling here in the fourth. A double, a homer. Struggling to put away Jensen Torzinski. Another 1-2 pitch coming up. Hard grounder right at third base. Knocked down by Parra, who throws to first. Not in time. First 3 batters have reached this inning as Jensen Torzinski makes her way to first base. And Alexis Parra, who has been nearly flawless at third base all throughout today's doubleheader, can't handle that one. Right to her. And that slight bobble was all it took to allow Torzinski to reach first base. And credit to Jensen, she was chugging down that line the whole way. If she had slowed down at all, then Parra still probably would have been able to get the out. As it is, it's the first fielding error on Robert Morris in this game. And with Ashley Gallison stepping into the plate, Rachel Andretti will come in as a pinch runner at first. Ashley Gallison popped out her first time up. This time she drops down a bunt, and it goes foul. Strike 1 on Gallison. 2 hits in game 1 tonight. Go ahead run at first base. Saints entered this inning down by 2. And now a quick conference here. Kathy Young, head coach of Robert Morris Eagles, comes out to talk with the home plate umpire. I'm not sure why. That ball was bunted down the first base line. Went foul. It may have hit Ashley Gallison's bat. The only thing I can think of. Gallison kind of dropped her bat down that first base line as well. Or maybe it kicked off the runner herself as she was going down the line. In which case, if she were out of the box at the time, it would be an out. So the umpires are going to talk this over and figure out exactly what happened on the play. And after a quick discussion, they've decided it's a foul ball. We already figured as much. Now the count is officially 0-1 on Gallison. Corner infielders come in. Figure Gallison will be bunting again here. She's got 5 sacrifices on the year. Looking for number 6, she takes a ball. Pickoff throw down to first, and they got her. Andretti is retired on the pickoff. Chrissy Polka guns her down at first base. With Gallison trying to bunt Andretti over, the pitch was high and away. Gallison pulled the bat back, but Andretti a little overzealous at first base. Not quick enough to get back to the bag, and Chrissy Polka throws her out. So she's picked off a first for the first out of the inning. 1-1 to Gallison is grounded to second base. Martinez throws her out, 2 down. So a quick turnaround there. First 3 batters of the inning had reached. There was a runner at first base with nobody out, and the Saints seemed like they had the Eagles back on their heels. Suddenly 2 outs, nobody on. Batter's Haley Length. Length is 0 for 1 with a fly out. She swings through the first pitch for strike 1. Length loops it over to third base, caught by Alexis Parra, and the inning comes to a close. So McCaslin does a nice job with some help from her defense of rediscovering what was working earlier, getting out of a tough inning, but the Saints tie it up. A double for Ali Belandis, 2-run homer for Kayla Garcia, and as we head to the fifth, we've got a new ball game, 2-2. Four innings down, 3 to play here in the final home game of the season for the University of St. Francis. They've lost just one at home this year. First pitch of the inning is bunted by Dilly past the third baseman Caitlin Rolniak, and as Ashley Gallison tracks it down, Dilly is already over at first base with a bunt hit. Leadoff batter reaches for the second straight inning for the Eagles. Bunt single for Dilly, she's 1 for 2, just the 4th hit of the year for the Robert Morris center fielder, and a well-placed bunt there. Rolniak was coming in. Second time that's happened today against Rolniak. She's charged against the bunt. It's been bunted past her. Really in a no-win situation there. Nothing more she could do. There's a pickoff throw down to first, and it ricochets off the glove of Brooke Carricker, but does not get far enough away for the runner to advance. Batter is Riley J. It's a 1-0 count on J. She's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. She bunts it foul here, 1-1. Rebecca Dilly stands at first base following the bunt single. Nobody out in the inning. Jensen Torzinski back into pitch. Torzinski reached first base last inning, was removed for a pinch runner, but came back in as pitcher. Another foul bunt, it's 1-2. So with 2 strikes now, Jay will likely not be bunting. Well, it's not necessarily true. Robert Morris has out-hit St. Francis 5-3. St. Francis had 2 big hits, though, in a row, one of them being a home run. Got him on the board, ball low, runner goes, throw to second base. In time, and Dilly is out. Rebecca Dilly caught stealing for the second time in 4 attempts this year. And there's out number 1. Jay took ball 2, so the count is even on her. Huge first out. Ground ball to short, Gallison up with it, throws to first, 2 down. That caught stealing was such a big play in this game. When you look at Robert Morris and the fact that they're 11-21 this year, 11-22 including their loss in game 1, the main reason for their losing record is the lack of depth in their lineup, because top 4 in their order, top 5 maybe, they're about as good as most teams in this conference. Bottom of the order has not been able to consistently get on base though. There's a swing and a miss from Sebastian. Anytime they can get their 8 and 9 hitters on, and they did get their 9-hitter on in this case, they become an extremely dangerous team, because the top of the order then comes up with RBI chances. Fly ball into right field. Egan comes on hard but won't get there in time to make the catch. She plays it on a hop. It's a soft single for Caitlin Sebastian. There's a runner aboard with 2 down for Chrissy Polka. And this is the biggest thing of all as an opponent to Robert Morris. You want to make sure there's nobody on base for Chrissy Polka. Polka's 0 for 2 in this game. She does have an RBI on a fielder's choice. Had 1 hit, first inning single in game 1. Polka takes strike 1. Next pitch from Torzinski misses low. It's 1-1. 2 hits this inning, but thanks to a caught stealing, there's just 1 on with 2 outs. Jensen Torzinski 1 out away from getting out of the top of the 5th inning, tied up 2-2. Polka takes a ball, and the count is 2-1. If she reaches, Megan Ricketts will hit. St. Francis has Rolniak, Egan, and Wetherell due up in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's a swing and a pop fly foul to the right side and out of play. 2-2. Jensen Torzinski struck out Chrissy Polka in the 3rd inning, one of 2 strikeouts for the senior pitcher today. She's got her to 2 strikes now. She certainly doesn't need a strikeout. Any out will do to get her out of this inning. But she's got the K. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. No runs despite a pair of hits. 1 runner left on base for Robert Morris in the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning with the Saints and Eagles tied up. Our score is 2-2. Tie ball game in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2-2, St. Francis and Robert Morris. Kelly McCaslin cruised along through the first 3 innings, then she ran into some trouble in the 4th, giving up a double and a home run before bouncing back to get the last couple of hitters and then the inning. She'll try to keep it going here in the 5th inning. Caitlin Rolniak, Paige Egan, and then back to the top of the order with Anna Wetherell due up. Rolniak walked her first time to the plate. Batting for a 2nd time, Caitlin Rolniak takes first pitch strike. St. Francis locked up in a dogfight here with Robert Morris as they try to win their 13th consecutive game. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, left cleanly by Jay. Her throw to first is in time. 1 down. Well, even if the Saints are able to win this game, Robert Morris has certainly shown a lot today. For a team that's just 3-15 in conference, they have proved an awfully impressive foe. Taking game 1 down to the wire in a 2-0 final, and now giving St. Francis all they can handle here in game 2. Popped up left side and off the light pole back onto play, but it is strike 1 on Paige Egan. Egan dropped down a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd inning, no official at-bats. I'm just continually impressed every time I look down at the stat sheet for Robert Morris, and even more so when you actually look at what's going on the field. But every team is capable of putting together a good game every now and then. Egan pops it up, this time in fair territory, out over second base. Coming in to make the catch from right field is Caitlin Sebastian. 2 down. That's one you don't see every day. The whole infield was playing in because Egan is a slap hitter. She typically hits the ball on the ground on the infield. So everybody was playing in. There was a huge gap in that general area of the field. So the only one able to make the catch behind second base was the right fielder, Caitlin Sebastian, who came in a long way. Anna Wetherill takes ball 1. She's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. I think most teams are capable of at least putting up a good performance on the field every once in a while. So you look at Robert Morris today and you watch them play and think they should be a lot better than their record actually is, but you just look at the raw numbers. It seems like they should be a lot better than they are. They've got a lot of good hitters and some very good pitchers as well. There's a fly ball to right center field. Another long run for Sebastian. This time she can't get to it as it drops for a base hit. Wetherill into second base. It's a double. And the go-ahead run is in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Brooke Carricker's got a chance to give the Saints the lead. Carricker has grounded out to third and to second. She's 0 for 2 against McCaslin. She went 3 for 3 with a triple in game 1. Wetherill runs extremely well. Any hit will likely get the run in. Fouled back by Carricker. Any hit, but it's got to be in fair territory. That's strike 1. Carricker, 3-time all-conference selection. Good candidate to make it 4 for 4 this year. Another senior playing in her final home game. Ground ball to short. Jay bobbles it. She picks it up and does not make a throw. Wise move by Jay there. If she threw to first, I think Wetherill would have taken off for home. And he may have had a play at the plate, but she decides to just stick it in her pocket. Carricker reaches first base on the error. Second error of the game against Robert Morris. They're at the corners with 2 down. And Allie Belanis has hammered the ball twice in this game off of Kelly McCaslin. Once she lined out to third, and once she doubled down to left field. Big moment right here. This might be where the tides turn in the Saints' favor. Belandis a hit away from giving the team the lead for the first time in the game. First pitch swinging, she grounds it past the diving Alexis Parra. That's a hit for Belandis. Wetherill scores and St. Francis does jump in front, 3-2. Allie Belandis has been up 3 times. All 3 times she's crushed the ball to the third base side. Once Parra caught it on the line, and that's the second time she's made a diving effort but been unable to come up with it. Belandis has a hit. She's got an RBI. She's got her team a 3-2 lead. 22nd RBI this year for Allie Belandis. Here's Kayla Garcia with a chance to give the Saints a little breathing room. Garcia takes ball 1 outside. Brooke Carricker advanced to second base on the Belandis single, so they're at first and second now with 2 down. 3 straight 2-out base runners. A double, an error, and a single. Garcia takes ball 2. She singled in the second inning. Hit a towering homer to straightaway center in the 4th. Her 2nd of the day and her 9th of the season. Ball high, 3-0. Second straight time that McCaslin has gone to 3-0 on Kayla Garcia. Happened in her last at bat. She came back with 2 straight strikes before giving up the homer on 3-2. And this time nowhere close for ball 4. They load the bases. Belandis to second, Carricker to third. Garcia is at first base following a 4-pitch walk. Kayla Garcia has been on base all 3 times tonight. And here's Jensen Torzinski. Torzinski has reached on an error, and she's dropped down a sacrifice bunt. 0 for 1 officially in the game. And she is the pitcher right now as well. And the pitcher of record. She'll get the win if the score holds. Ball 1 low. You know, she wants that win, so she, more than anyone perhaps, wants to come up with a base hit and provide a little distance between St. Francis and Robert Morris. Here's the 1-0. On a swing, it's a ground ball down the third base line and just foul. That snaps a string of 5 straight balls thrown by Kelly McCaslin, and it evens the count on Torzinski. The count is 1-1. Torzinski is the 7th hitter of the inning. The first 2 were retired fairly easily. 4 straight batters have reached since then. 2 hits, 1 error, 1 walk. Ball low, 2-1. There's nowhere to put Torzinski here. McCaslin can't afford a walk. She's only walked 2 in the game, including the last hitter, Kayla Garcia. She was certainly pitching around Garcia in that situation. But Torzinski's in a good position for a hitter here. 2 balls, 1 strike. And she takes ball 3. So now she's in really good position. 1 more miss from McCaslin, and it's a 4-2 ball game. Torzinski, who has struggled at the plate today, is still a batter who can do some serious damage if McCaslin leaves one too fat over the plate. 3-1 the count. Swung on, fouled back, 3-2. Big moment here for St. Francis. 4, 5, and 6 hitters are due up for Robert Morris in the top of the 6th. They will be trailing at the time. Question is, will it be 3-2? Or can the Saints add a few more? Or even 1 more? Payoff pitch to Jensen Torzinski. Swung on and flown out to center field. Chasing it back is Dilly, but it's over her head. At least 2 runs score. Garcia's going to try to make it 3, and no, she won't. She pulls up about halfway between third base and home plate. The throw was wild. She would have scored easily, but it wasn't worth the risk in that case. It is a 2-run double for Jensen Torzinski, and the Saints lead it 5-2. Torzinski comes through on the 3-2 count, clubbing a double to center field just over the head of Rebecca Dilly. Torzinski has her 9th double of the season. RBIs number 28 and 29. And Ashley Gallison will be the 8th batter of the inning. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Remember, the first 2 batters of the inning were both retired. And everything has happened with 2 outs, and most of it after an error kept the inning alive. Gallison has popped out to 3rd. She's grounded out to 2nd. She's ahead in the count, 1-0. She swings and flies it out to shallow right. Miscommunication, and it drops between Sebastian and Martinez. 2 more runs score. Gallison heading to third base, and she makes it in standing up. 7-2 St. Francis. And that one looked like it should finally end the inning. Both Sebastian and Martinez went after the ball. Neither one seemed to call off the other. And ultimately, they both kind of backed off at the last second. Sebastian still went for the ball, but sort of half-heartedly, and it dropped off of her foot and kicked into foul territory, allowing Gallison to make it all the way to third base. Now it's Length rolling it weakly to third base. Parra fires to first, and finally the inning comes to an end, but not before St. Francis scores 5 runs, all of them with 2 outs. They leave a runner at third, but a big inning has put the Saints just 6 outs away from another victory. We head to the 6th. 7-2 our score. We're into the top of the 6th inning, and after trailing for the majority of this game, St. Francis is now just 3 outs, make that 6 outs away from a win. Don't want to end this thing too soon. 6 outs away from a win, and Jensen Torzinski is out there trying to get those outs, at least 3 of them here in the 6th inning. She'll face Ricketts, Abrams, and Martinez. We were tied at 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Saints had 2 outs and nobody on base, and they went off a 5-run, 2-out rally on just 3 hits, 1 walk and 2 errors thrown in there as well. All of the runs were unearned against McCaslin, but they count on the scoreboard just the same as Megan Ricketts takes strike 1. Ricketts is 1 for 2 in the game with a single. She's popped out to right field as well. Ball outside, 1-1. Robert Morris scored 2 runs in the first. Riley J doubled and scored on a fielder's choice when Chrissy Polka hit a ground ball to short. Throw came home. Jay was safe. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And they got their second run when Nicole Abrams singled to center field, and Weatherall misplayed the ball off a bounce and allowed Polka to score from first base. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ricketts is retired. That's 4 strikeouts in the game for Jensen Torzinski, 1 down in the 6th. Interestingly, all of Torzinski's strikeouts have come against the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. She's gotten Chrissy Polka twice, Nicole Abrams once, and now Megan Ricketts once as well, as Abrams stands in and takes strike 1. Abrams 1 for 2 with a base hit and that aforementioned strikeout. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Talked a lot today about how good this top and middle of the order is for Robert Morris. The bottom of the order has struggled. But today it's the middle guys that Torzinski's been able to figure out as Abrams one-hops it right back to the pitcher. Torzinski tosses to first, 2 down. Three straight retired going back to last inning. She'll try to make it 4 in a row against Montana Martinez. Martinez is 0 for 2. She popped out to first base in the first and reached on an error in the 4th inning. Ball 1 high. Torzinski trying for her second perfect inning of the game. She entered in relief in the 3rd after Taylor Bars started and threw the first 2 innings, following a 6-inning stint in game 1. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. 8-9-1 due up for the Saints in the 6th, same as came up in the 5th. And that turned into 5 runs. 1-1. Martinez takes the ball in the dirt. St. Francis has 2 against Roosevelt coming up in just 2 days, 5 o'clock p.m. They're at the Lakers home on Thursday. Foul back, 2-2. Roosevelt is just 1 spot ahead of Robert Morris in the conference standings, 5-15 this year in the CCAC. But as the Saints have seen today, record is no indication of performance. Robert Morris has been an extremely tough team to beat today. Strike 3 called and the inning is over. Torzinski notches her 5th strikeout of the game, another 1-2-3 inning for the senior pitcher. And we head to the bottom of the 6th with St. Francis leading by 5. Our score is 7-2. Kaylin Rolniak leads off the bottom of the 6th for St. Francis, trying to put this game away once and for all. They lead 7-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Rolniak, Egan, Wetherell due up. Same trio that was due up in the 5th inning. That led to 5 runs. Rolniak got it started with a ground out, though. She's 0 for 1 with a walk in the game. She takes strike 1 here. Kelly McCaslin has been in the pitcher's circle the entire way here. She allowed just 2 runs through 4 innings. In fact, she had shut out the Saints through 3 as Rolniak takes the ball outside. Shut out the Saints through 3 and looked darn good doing it. And in the 4th inning, she gave up a 2-run homer to Kayla Garcia, and the wheels fell off in the 5th. All 5 runs against her were unearned, but she did walk a batter and give up 3 hits in the rally. Rolniak chases in the dirt, 1-2. One and two. There's a line drive down the left field line. It's foul. Still 1-2 on Rolniak. McCaslin trying to put her away. And she does just that. Strike 3 called over the outside corner. 1 down. First strikeout of the game for Kelly McCaslin. And the batter will be Paige Egan. In 2 games in this doubleheader, really Robert Morris pitchers have thrown pretty well overall, but they've only matched a combined total of 4 strikeouts. That's the first one since the 2nd inning of game 1. Paige Egan slaps it out to left field, a base hit between Para and Ray on that left side of the infield. Egan is aboard for the first time today, a 1-out single. Brings up Anna Wetherell. Wetherell is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. She's the one who got that 5th inning rally started. She bunts this time, third base side foul, strike 1. She stood in with 2 outs and nobody on base. In the bottom of the 5th inning, she doubled to center field. And that started a string of 6 consecutive batters reaching base. By hit, walk, or error. Led to a 5-run scoring. Wetherell bunts it foul once again, and the count is 0-2. Bottom of the order due up for Robert Morris in the 7th. Alexis Minette, Alexis Para, Rebecca Dilly, due to hit presumably against Jensen Torzinski, who has pitched very well through 4 innings so far. Foul tipped by Wetherell, still alive at 0-2. Brooke Carricker waits on deck. Carricker has reached base 4 of her 6 at-bats during the doubleheader today. The 0-2 to Wetherell. Swung on and bounced foul. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch from Kelly McCaslin. Swung on and fouled back. Still 0-2. We've seen 5 pitches in this at-bat. McCaslin hasn't missed the strike zone, but Wetherell has kept fighting, keeping the at-bat going. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sun has set completely. The lights are on and in full effect here. Beautiful spring evening. Gotten a little cooler, but that's what you'd expect on a late April day like today. Ball 1 low. This is the type of weather that we've been hoping for all year. The first time all season, really, that the Saints have been able to play a doubleheader at home and actually enjoy it in the nice weather. 1-2. Ground ball to second base. It's booted by Martinez, and she's got no play. She throws back to second base to try to catch Paige Egan hanging off the bag, but Egan dives back in head first and makes it in safely. So there are 2 on base with only 1 out, and Brooke Carricker coming up. Defense was so sharp for Robert Morris for game 1 and for the start of game 2, but it's kind of fallen apart the past few innings. 3rd error, and those errors have not been the only defensive misplays. Here comes Kathy Young. We might see a pitching change here. Looks like the starter from game 1, Nicole Abrams, is going to come back in to throw to Brooke Carricker. I don't know if this is the best timing for this move, and I say that only because Carricker hit Abrams very hard in game 1. 3 hits, including a triple. Meanwhile, she's been handled pretty well in game 2 by Kelly McCaslin. She's gotten 3 ground balls off the bat of Brooke Carricker. But it is going to be Abrams facing Carricker with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. St. Francis threatening to put this game on ice. Abrams entered play today with a 6-11 record, 4.64 ERA. The record took a hit, the ERA did not in game 1. She's now 6-12 after taking the loss earlier this evening, but she pitched extremely well in that loss. Through a complete game, allowed only 2 runs. Only 1 of the 2 runs was earned. She struck out 3 in that game, didn't walk anybody. She allowed 8 hits in her 6 innings pitched against St. Francis. Kelly McCaslin went 5 1/3 in this game. She's allowed 8 hits. She's walked 2, struck out 1. 7 runs allowed, not all of them earned. Runners at first and second are her responsibility as well. Brooke Carricker pops it up on the first pitch. And Alexis Parra able to reach on the fielder's choice at third base. Carricker safe at first, Weatherall at second. 1 out recorded, 2 outs in the inning now as Carricker goes out on the first pitch to third base. So still first and second, 2 outs now for Allie Belandis. Belandis swings and drives it out to deep left field. That ball is gone. Allie Belandis goes deep, a 3-run homer. That makes the score 10-2, and with the 8-run lead, the Saints walk this one off. With the 8-run rule in effect, an 8-run lead in the 6th inning means the Saints do not need to finish and get those final 3 outs. They win it by a final score of 10-2 on an Allie Belandis 3-run homer. Saints trailed in this game 2-0 in the 4th, but 10 unanswered runs over the final 3 innings end this thing and give the Fighting Saints their 13th consecutive victory. For Belandis, home run number 4 on the season. RBIs number 23, 24, and 25. And a fine way to end her career here at home for the University of St. Francis. A 4-year player, a 3-year starter for the Fighting Saints. And she wraps it up with a 3-run, essentially a walk-off home run, scoring Carricker and Weatherall in front of her. And this is a game in which the final score really doesn't indicate how hard fought this game was. This was tied in the bottom of the 5th. But 8 runs in the final 2 innings for St. Francis give them the 10-2 victory. We'll go back over the scoring in this game in just a moment and remind you all how it went down. But it actually started out very much in favor of Robert Morris. They took the early lead and they held on to it for much of the evening. They scored 2 runs in the top of the 1st inning, just 5 batters into the game. Riley J doubled. She was bunted to third, scored on a fielder's choice that allowed Chrissy Polka to reach base. Polka moved up to second on a Megan Ricketts single and scored when Nicole Abrams singled. And an error in center field allowed Polka to advance the extra base. And there were runners at second and third still for Robert Morris, with only one out in that top of the first inning. They threatened to pull away early against Taylor Bars, but Bars settled in, got a pop out and a ground out, ended the inning. And Robert Morris didn't really threaten the rest of the night against Bars or Jensen Torzinski, who came in and pitched the final 4 innings to pick up the victory. St. Francis still trailed 2-0 into the bottom of the 4th inning, but Ali Blandis doubled and Kayla Garcia hit a 2-run homer that tied the score at 2. And in the 5th inning, things really got interesting. With 2 outs and nobody on base, Anna Wetherill came up and doubled to straightaway center field. Brooke Carricker then hit a ground ball to short. Riley J was not able to make a play on it. Everybody was safe. Carricker at first, Wetherill at third for Ali Belandis. Belandis singled home Wetherill to give the Saints their first lead at 3-2. Kayla Garcia came up and walked to load the bases in front of Jensen Torzinski, and Torzinski's hit was the big one that really broke this game open. A double scored 2 runs and made it 5-2. And then Ashley Gallison hit a fly ball to right field that dropped in between Caitlin Sebastian and Montana Martinez, as neither one was able to call off the other in time. That scored a couple more runs and made it 7-2. And then in the 6th, Paige Egan singled, Anna Wetherill reached on an error. Brooke Carricker reached on a fielder's choice to put 2 on with 2 out for Ali Belandis, who slugged her 4th home run of the year out over the left field wall to make it a final 10-2. The winning pitcher in this game, Jensen Torzinski, went 4 shutout innings out of the bullpen. She improved to 3-1 for the season. Losing pitcher is Kelly McCaslin. She falls to 5-10. McCaslin pitched well to start, and she didn't get a lot of help from her defense later in the ball game, but she does take the loss. She went 5 1/3 innings before Nicole Abrams came in and gave up the game-deciding home run. Officially, only 1 run was charged to Abrams the other 9 to McCaslin. With the win now, St. Francis sweeps the doubleheader. They've won 13 in a row, and they are 29-6 on the year. They're now 18-1 in conference play. Robert Morris falls to 11-23 on the year, 3-17 in conference play, and despite losing both games today, Robert Morris really acquitted themselves quite well. They looked like a much better team than their record would indicate, despite falling 2 more times today and falling to 3-17 in CCAC action. Just 3 games to go in the regular season for St. Francis, all of them on the road, and the next 2 on Thursday evening. 5 o'clock start time at Roosevelt, and then they wrap up the regular season on Saturday at Judson. But this does it for the home slate. They wrap up their home schedule with just 1 loss. And so I suppose they'll miss playing here in Joliet this year, but they've played pretty well on the road too, so they'll try to finish out the season strong away from home, and then the conference tournament May 3rd through 5th in Rosemont. Thanks for tuning in to today's game. Hopefully you enjoyed both ends of the doubleheader. St. Francis victories 2-0 and 10-2, the finals in these ones. We'll be back at it for St. Francis baseball this weekend. Next softball broadcast, though, not until 2019. So hopefully you enjoyed the season, and hopefully you're with us some more in the future. St. Francis victorious, now 29-6 on the season. We'll continue to follow them on the road. You can continue to do so through GoFightingSaints.com. Until next time, this is Terry Bonadonna signing off for the University of St. Francis. Good night, all.